Hi everyone, we're going to go over our pattern pieces. We're going to start with our front main and our lining, and then our back main and our lining, and our other back main and lining. Then we have our two regular skirt pieces, our two flutter sleeves, our front skirt piece, our two regular ruffles, and our front skirt ruffle. We're going to start off by taking our main front piece and then our main back pieces, and then we're going to lay them right sides together, making sure everything lines up. And we're going to pin at our neck. I guess not our neck, our shoulders. We're going to do the same thing with the other piece. We're going to flip it over right side together. And pin at our shoulders, and it's okay that our back pieces cross. They're meant to. And then we're going to sew our shoulder seams. Now that we have our shoulder seams sewn, we're going to do the same thing for the lining. We're going to grab our lining back pieces. And then our lining front piece, and we're going to place them right sides together, making sure everything lines up. And we're going to pin our shoulder seams. We're going to do the same thing for the other side. Right sides together. And pin at our shoulder seams. Then we're going to sew our shoulder seams. Now that we have our shoulder seams and our lining done, we're going to open it up. Make sure we can see our whole neck. And then we're going to take our main bodice pieces and we're going to lay them on top of the liner right sides together. And we're going to pin the neck. I always start at the seam on both shoulders. So after we pin the seams, we're going to just keep going around our neck. We're just making sure everything's lining up nice and perfect. We're going to do the same thing to the other side of the neck. Make sure our corners line up. Then make sure everything is just lining up nice and straight and clipping as we go. Now we're going to sew our neck. Now that we have our neck sewn, we're going to flip our bodice right side out. Now that we have our bodice right side out, we're going to take our sleeves. We're going to pin along the arm sky. I line up the middle, and then I line up my two edges. And then I put a clip in between those. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side. We're going to find the middle and line it up with our shoulder seam. And then our edges. Then we're going to find our middles. We're going to sew our arms, guys. So now that we have it sewn, we're going to take our bodice and we're going to lay them right sides together and line up our side seam of our sleeve all the way down our sides. And then we're going to pull our other side to the other side. I know that they're not the exact same, but this will create the tightness of the bodice. Then we're going to fold our other back piece down. And we're just going to match up our side seam on our sleeve. And then just clip everything and make sure it all lines up. We're going to do the same thing for the other side. We're going to take that one side and we're just going to refix our clips to make sure that it's all lined up. As you can see. And then we'll sew our side seams. So now that our side seams are sewn, we're going to flip our bodice right side out. And we're almost done. Now we're going to fold our sleeves raw edge in 1/2 inch wrong sides together so that we can hem our sleeves. And we're just going to pin around, making sure that our whole sleeve is only a 1/2 inch folded over. You can do your preferred way of hemming, whether that be hemming with a sewing machine, a cover stitch, or even a lettuce hem. Today I'm going to just sew a hem with my cover stitch. We're going to do the same thing to the other sleeve as well. Fold 1/2 inch, wrong sides together, and just keep clipping around, making sure we're at a 1/2 inch. Now we're going to hem our sleeves. So now we're going to take our 2 back skirts and we're going to place them right sides together and clip along only one of the side seams, and we're going to sew it. So now that we have it sewn, we're going to open it up. And we're going to take our front skirt piece and we're going to lay it right sides together with the side that it lines up with. And we're going to clip along our side. And now we're going to sew our side seam on that one. And now that we got our side seam sewn, we're going to take our ruffles pieces we have our front ruffle, and we're going to take one of our back ruffles and pin them right sides together along that straight edge. And then we're going to take our other ruffle And we're going to place it right sides together. And clip our seam. And now we're going to sew our side seams. Now that we have our side seam sewn, we're going to gather our top edge. And now that our ruffle is gathered, we are going to pin it to our skirt bottom right side together. The short side with the point lines up with our short front piece. And now that we have that, we're going to fold our pieces in wrong sides together. And we're going to gather the top of our skirt. So now that the top of our skirt's gathered, we're going to turn it wrong side out. And we're going to take our bodice and make sure that our back of our bodice lines up with the back of our skirt. Right sides together, and we're going to place it on the inside of our skirt. Right sides together. Our front of our shirt lines up with the skirt where the front piece covers with that extra front skirt piece. And we're just going to pin. I pin my seams, make sure they're lining up, and then I pin my centers. So now that my skirt is quartered with the bodice inside, we're going to sew our edges. And now that our edge is sewn, we can flip it right side out. And then our whole dress is done. There you go.